quiet's driving me insane. Silence rattles in my brain. Yeah, I gotta get away.
And we're live. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah. So I ended the other stream and started this new one because I wasn't really doing anything with that one or in that one. So what was happening in the previous stream? Well, what happened was I fell asleep. I fell asleep in the other stream. Anyway, guys, we're back. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to working or playing around with RPG Maker MV's map editor. I haven't really done much editing in the map editor, and that is because I kind of ran out of ideas. I am working on a simple mining quest, but it will finish itself eventually. Yeah, anyway, guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. The music you're listening to is from No Copyright Sounds. Hope you guys are enjoying the music. I'm not just playing some kind of playlist. The music I'm playing in the stream, they are what you would call hand chosen. Yeah, I actually went to No Copyright Sounds website and downloaded the music that I like. I played all of them. First I selected a genre or what they call a mood, and then played the music one at a time and downloaded the ones I like. So the music you are listening to are they were hand selected by myself. I'll tell you that. I'm barely breathing. I'm barely awake. You left me in pieces. There's no more to break. Okay, so what are we looking at right now? So it says here, She-Hulk star Tatiana Maslany fired from Marvel or quits. Or quits what? It doesn't say. Okay, I'm going to check this one out. This happened like 2 hours ago, which means this is a fresh story. Let's go and take a look and watch this video here.
So, Tatiana Maslany apparently doesn't work for Marvel. Apparently. This is a rumour, one I can believe though. Why? Because of this. Anyone remember this? Marvel's She-Hulk star and others openly called for people to boycott Disney Plus. Alright then. So, not exactly got the best history of working with Marvel. Also, worked on that abysmal...
The question is, why were they calling to boycott Disney Plus?
Worth talking about.
Because they didn't get what they were asking.
So this was tweeted out by the Beyond reporter. It seems Tatiana Maslany no longer works for Marvel. I honestly don't know what that means. And then a leaker account retweeted it and said, he's right. I received the same information. I'll add something else. She could publicly announce that she's not returning to the MCU. The departure would be on good terms with Marvel, leaving the door open for a recast. Really? Good terms with Marvel? Are you high? Like, what? She-Hulk isn't an essential character for Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars. And if she doesn't appear, Marvel already has too many important characters to cover in both films. People seem to be forgetting this. Right? Like, are we forgetting this? I think people are forgetting this. So, not only are people forgetting this, they're also forgetting this. Which is, what was this again? 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. Hot damn, that's trash. 32% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is one of the most hated shows of all time. For Marvel. Sorry, for Marvel. One of the most hated Marvel shows of all time. In fact, you can't even... I'm not even allowed to look at it. Let's have a look at this. I was going to say it wasn't loading up the audience reviews there. God damn, it's bad. This had some of the worst reviews of all time for a Marvel show. Janky CGI aside, She-Hulk Attorney at Law is incredibly fun to watch. Is it? Nah, it's not. But these are critics. Let's look at the audience. Oh! Why are these so recent? That's weird. Worst series in Marvel history. Terrible CGI, poor script, and weak acting. Worst show in Marvel history. 2 words. Brain rot. Pile of garbage. Yeah, the ending was atrocious. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. She should not be able to break the fourth wall. That's an ability that belongs to Deadpool and Deadpool only. She kind of did, actually, but alright. Awful show. And character is very annoying, and ending was all over the place. If I could have deleted this show off my mind, I would even pay to do that and never watch it again. Marking a sign, bookmark, note saying, don't waste your precious time. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, and also, this came out as well, quite a while ago now. January, in fact. 2 years ago. Almost 2 years to the day. January 16th, 2024. It's crazy.
So, 2 years ago,
January 2026.
Tatiana Maslany.
Well, it's crazy for me to think that. Anyway, but never mind. So, this was a
They were like...
She came out and said, Tatiana Maslany, star of She-Hulk. I mean, star. There's some heavy lifting there. Doesn't think a second season of the Marvel series is going to happen. During a recent interview, Maslany explained the reason as to why she thinks...
Oh, this is a different article. It's not the one where it was mentioned.
Wow.
They were calling for the boycott of Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN. So this is a different article.
And now Disney's like, no, mate, that's ridiculous, actually. So that's quite crazy, right? Like they just she's just happy to come out and be like, no, I'm good. We can't do another one. Ha. And this is from the showrunner, right? Jessica Gao. She was the head writer. Discussing, again, whether there's going to be a season 2. I've been writing for TV for a very long time, and you can never, ever guarantee that you're going to get another season, especially for a season 1 show. So the prudent thing for a writer working on a season 1 show is to tell a satisfying and complete story, so that if it did end that way, you felt like you at least told one full story and still left the door open for, 6 seasons and a movie. This is the woman that openly said, we were writing this to mock the fans. Remember that. So this in her eyes was a satisfying, complete story because it pissed in the fans' face. Amazing. So, what's the latest? Well, apparently, according to the Beyond reporter, she won't be back. She doesn't work for him. Again, like I said, as if that's a massive surprise. She literally came out and said, guys, you all need to boycott Disney Plus, right? This is the I mean, she even used a photo from the set of She-Hulk to do it. Cancel your Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN subscriptions. Wow. Yeah, that can't have gone down very well, can it? Can it? Well done, love. And everyone's like, oh, should we recast? I don't know why Kang wasn't considered for recast. What? She was awesome. Amazing. She did She-Hulk 3 years ago. Until She-Hulk appears again and is played by Maslany. She's not working for Marvel. What of it? Yeah, I think you're... Yeah, I think you're kind of over-egging it a bit there. But this is getting quite a lot of traction, obviously. 343,000 views. This one, 298,000 views. It's a mixture of delight and not many people being that surprised. So they're just going to pretend She-Hulk never appeared in the MCU.
I did not say this.
Presumptuous and lazy.
She-Hulk, I wasn't interested in it.
What? Presumptuous? What? Why not cast another actress for the role?
I don't understand why Marvel or Disney...
That's very true.
Why they made a series where...
She's, like, kind of important.
No one was, like, really interested about.
They say here. Who knows?
It was weird.
Okay, apparently she's not involved. So she's out. Again, someone pointing to the unsubscribe from Disney Plus thing. She literally posted an Instagram story telling people to unsubscribe to Disney. Yeah. Yeah, so she's been fired. I would imagine she has been fired. So there you go. Not much else really to say. Just comical. People are like, oh, it's surprising. It's like, is it actually surprising? Is anyone actually surprised by this? Like, are you joking? Are you high? Like, what? I mean, she didn't think there was going to be one at the time. It's amazing short-term memory that people have. Anyway, thought you could do with a Sunday pick-me-up. Bye now.
Okay, so I guess you can call that a non-news. So, yeah. A lot of people are sad that the actress playing She-Hulk left Marvel. Really? Really though? Okay, what is this? WNBA players fumble the bag. They fumbled the bag. Brianna Stewart panics. Barks orders over something. Okay. This is again WNBA drama, and it's only interesting because it's drama. The WNBA itself is, the games are not really that interesting. What's interesting about the WNBA is the Caitlin Clark drama and the new one, the wanting more money drama.
You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports reporters. Well, my goodness, now we've got one of the co-founders, co-owners of Unrivaled once again telling players what to do involving their collective bargaining agreement status with the NBA. That just all sounds insane to me when it comes out of my mouth. Every time it comes out of my mouth that you have players that are vice presidents of the players union for one league owning a different professional basketball league. It's just baffling. But nonetheless, we found out yesterday, I did a video, the NBA and WNBA, very smart. Very smart. We said, they came out, they said, you know what? We're under a moratorium here. let's start sending out qualifying offers to free agents. Okay, now, they would have to do that under the current CBA, in which the salaries hadn't been increased, this, that, and the other. But it could mean, maybe, that it would start getting people the idea of, what they want to do. They're trying to get players to start thinking about salaries. And that's smart, because that's how this gets done. Is, look, the court of public opinion has wildly shifted from it was about the players and they need more money, blah, 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 to now it's, okay, the owners have given you the money. The money's on the table. But you're taking all these personal shots. You're bringing up social reform in a collective bargaining agreement. We're seeing your ridiculous inflatable rats and freaking a digital banner on the side of a truck. And it's starting to feel like low-budget AA baseball shit out there by the Players Union. It's like, okay, come on. Stop this nonsense. And it feels personal. And it's like they want revenge because they think they haven't made enough money all these years. Except, how can the owners ever look at that when they've never turned a profit and take it seriously?
That is the thing. The players made money.
Do you recognize none of the players?
The team owners
that this league's never made a profit.
never made one or never made profit.
And it's common knowledge. It's common. I mean, there's sports fans that don't give a rip about the WNBA that knows it's never made a profit. Why? Because it's been a run.
Exactly.
Forever.
Everyone who
And then, of course,
when
Brittany Griner got locked up in Russia.
into sports,
That was a thing.
or maybe even just people
Now everybody knows.
who
Real money on the table.
who doesn't care or don't care about
She goes
sports.
from 250 to 1.2. That's a 6-time salary.
They know or they knew
The end of the newly
the
authorized
WNBA never made any money.
a 9-time salary increase for the players. As always, guys, make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you resubscribe. I brought that up in my video last night. 300, almost 400 new subs. And a lot of them were YouTube unsubscribed me, and I didn't know it. What? Oh, my goodness. I can't believe I have to keep bringing this up. This is wild. Kendra Andrews come out, and she's over at ESPN. And there's Alexa Philippou talking about the WNBA PA discussing a moratorium proposal that would apply to an upcoming league business, including free agency qualifying offers and core designations, which were set to begin as early as Sunday. Breanna Stewart said that while qualifying offers may be going out, there's an understanding from all players that no one should sign anything because any contract signed would fall under the current CBA numbers. I think everybody understands that. Not the ones they are fighting for in the current negotiations. Nobody thought that they were going to sign deals based on the current CBA. At least I can't imagine anybody thought that. But there's got to be a way out. What the league is trying to do right here is to get these players to start thinking about dollar signs. Dollar signs. Start making them think about money and the increase in money. That's all they've talked about. We want new money. We want more money. Well, more money and a lot more of it's on the table. Right here, I put this up this morning. How long before the WNBA players start chewing their own legs off, trying to get off a sinking ship? You've got a lot of women turning down a lot of money. $2 million by the end of the new CBA is a lot of bread just laying there to be picked up. And that's the whole thing. The money is now officially, because it's been offered from the league, the money's just laying there. You're walking down the street and you look down, you're like, damn, I'm a player that's been making $100,000 and there's $500,000 laying there. There's 5 years worth of salary. in the first year of the CBA. There's 5 years worth of salary laying there. I'm just leaving it setting, and I'm going to keep walking. The difference between going from your, $2,500 a month apartment to buying yourself a home, that's the difference. They wanted some stability. They wanted some ability to change their lives. They've got buying home money on the table. And we're not talking about the Caitlins and the Asias and the Angels, Sabrinas that have all these endorsement deals. That's not who we're referring to here. I'm talking about the 6th through 10 player, 11 player on the bench. That's who we're talking about. And let's be real. What if the league was like, well, we're going forward with replacements and our rookies, which I don't know if that can happen. I know they're currently under contracts. But let's face it, a lot of people have brought this up. Just get replacement players. Think about all.
Yeah, why don't the NBA owners just
Much of the start of it
hire new players? Fire the.
contracts.
Can't they just fire the ones who are not willing to negotiate and just hire new players? Maybe there are laws preventing that.
A ton of players. And I understand all those are not created equal, right? We cover Caitlin Clark on this channel. We understand the hierarchy. But you take just those people under rookie contracts and throw them out there with replacement players from anywhere else, guess what? The ratings are not going to look much different at all. I'd be willing to bet they would look no different. Oh, I'm tuning in for Caitlin Clark versus Paige Beckers. I'm tuning in for Caitlin Clark versus Anya Cintron. That's still all on the table. Angel Reese is out. You get my point I'm trying to make. It's the veteran players that are the long-term back-end veteran players that are screwing this all up. Tell me what you think. Wow. This was such a smart move. I mean, the league's not dumb. They know these players are not going to sign those qualifying offers, but it gets the players to thinking about their money. Their money and where they want to go. And I've seen people go, oh, well, there might be a 3-week off season and it'll be exciting. Really? I mean, the way this league's run, you need all the time you can get. Again, how many times have I talked about how Bush League some of these telecasts look, and I'm tuning into some Atlanta Dream game and it's like, am I watching single A rookie baseball with the quality of this broadcast? And just there's all kinds of things this league needs as much time to get together and do professionally as possible. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in.
Started as a whisper, message from a new world I'd never known. Something about it felt like it'd been waiting my whole life. Is this home? I can hear it.
Okay, so it says here GitHub bans adult games and refuses to allow it.
When I start to sing and suddenly it feels like heaven's not so far.
According to Pirate Nation, GitHub
So we have here, we have V. Okay, so this is one of his channel, lack of entertainment.
Some of the developers affected, they said they had no assets on GitHub. It was just code. So literally text, because a lot of people thought, well, is it the lolis? Is it that? Now the thing is, like, I actually tried to find one of these developers.
Okay, we have Fortunato TV with a raid. Thank you for the raid.
Couldn't find any. Now, in the comments, however, there are some people celebrating this as if they actually had the problem with adult games. You know, like they were inundated by them, they were suffocated. And now that GitHub have finally cracked down on adult games, they can go outside, they can find a woman, they can get married and have a happy life. Or maybe they're just rage baiting. But this is why I believe this is important. You see, since 2014, a lot of institutions wanted to sanitize the internet. They wanted to break down.
It says here, find some real women. It's not hard.
Able to see what people talk.
But the thing is, maybe
They wanted to crack down.
there are men out there who
And
don't want real women.
I mean, they tried using feminism and
Again,
saying,
there are like,
you know,
there are 8 billion people on the planet.
council, we need rules on
And with that number,
when you have like the Jack Dorsey era. We need to crack down on this.
you can't really say,
Where you have the fact checkers and
enforce what people will like.
they would consider certain people like
Maybe they like
hate agents.
pixel women.
If you said anything positive or neutral about them, you'd get banned. But regardless of that, people resisted. Like, people genuinely didn't like the idea.
And there's nothing wrong with that if
Didn't like the
there are men who
corporation
likes pixel women.
just for no reason.
They can like
And
whatever or whomever they want to like.
the governments have found a way. As long as you say that you're going after pornography, everything is permissible. And I mean everything.
Oh, come on. If they really care about pornography or porn, they would have protested about Pornhub. There are like a lot of porn sites out there. Instead of attacking, niche
Where they went after
content creators or websites,
the internet, so 16-year-olds
they should be going after
have to dox themselves
the bigger ones.
for the Irina
Yeah,
video.
but
And also
I don't see anyone going after Pornhub.
they asked for
No.
take it down. With,
So these people are basically just virtue signaling.
right? So while the governments are doing this, you also see payment processors
Because again, if they truly care about what they're
like Collective Shout, which
complaining about,
connected to the Australian government, and they're also
they'll be
payment processors to
out there protesting and wanting websites like Pornhub
talking about like
be taken out or shut down. But
to ban
they're not.
the internet.
They are selectively picking the small ones.
To crack down on quote-unquote sexualization, when in reality they wanted to crack down on Grok ever since Jack Dorsey left. And so like all of these moves are done to normalize censorship, to normalize the concept that nothing you own is yours. Like everything that's in the cloud can be deleted at any time. Just like they did during the pandemic with the documentary called Plandemic. Like if you put it in Google Docs, it would have been deleted. Everything that you post online should actually be used for AI trading, with the purpose, of course, of making sure that you don't have like any conversations of grooming or any conversations of soliciting minors or anything like that. Even though like there's no evidence that you would ever do something like that, everyone is suspicious until proven otherwise. And that's how they normalize it, right? Like pornography is the low-hanging fruit that absolutely no one would defend. And of course, like they go
Again, if they truly care about pornography,
a little bit.
they should be going after
They're
the bigger ones. The big ones.
things.
that are
the same legislation with the same tactics,
that are
then it's fine.
what do you call this?
So the governments have finally figured out a way, and this is the main reason that I care, right? Because when it comes to adult video games, first and foremost, you're going to find a lot of AI shovelware, and you don't need a GitHub to make those. Like, people can just make them on their own computer. Secondly, like, there are so many adult games.
Exactly, you don't need GitHub. You can
To stop making them now.
you can
Have, like,
put them in h.io,
and so I'm not really worried.
because as far as I know, h.io
Concept. Oh,
doesn't really limit
private companies do things
the
that
type
they
of
were doing
content
up until now.
or games that you can
GitHub, if you look at
put
their,
in there, unless of course it's
that they don't
breaking the law.
but
If it's not breaking the law,
right, so
I guess you can say you can
where
put
companies,
it in h.io.
and for years, if not decades, they don't enforce them, and they started enforcing them now. So there's probably pressure from behind the scenes. There's probably pressure from
These people who are complaining about this or trying to shut this down or trying to change this,
normalize the concept.
they are the ones like spending a lot of time
Here,
in Pornhub. That's why
an
they're
American
not attacking Pornhub.
quite popular, right?
The kids are also in Pornhub.
Her Google Docs just boom locked down, and apparently she
Because
lost,
it's just weird, you know. They keep attacking this like
you know, like, this is a crack
smaller outlets in the internet,
people
yet the big ones are there,
adult industry
and
is important when it comes to video games.
no one is like caring about it.
But when it comes to video games, making a board
It's
game
not that hard to find because they're the
coding perspective,
big
a lot of
ones.
people basically learn how to make a video game, and they can put it on a resume. Like, I know a lot of people that work in the AAA industry or even in AA that basically started making their own hentai game, and they made some money off of it, and then they started making games that weren't hentai. So it was kind of like a stepping stone for small developers that wanted to learn how to code. It's kind of sad to see like how this community is just being BTFO'd, but again, it was like a small community. It doesn't like fix anything, because the backlog, as I mentioned, is pretty fucking huge.
Man, you gotta have
And it doesn't involve real people, right? Like, it's not OnlyFans, it's not Pornhub or anything. It's just something that's
Exactly.
and fictional.
They're attacking.
It doesn't sit with just adult games, because
Pixel women.
it's now going after gacha.
They don't like
Anything
pixel
that
women.
has women in it.
They hate pixel women,
Gacha games that are for straight people.
and those are not real women.
Gacha game
No one is getting exploded
for women, right? Like Gunnar women. I don't know,
with pixel women.
but it's something with space.
Again,
And you can play
their energy and efforts are placed
it's the number one reason.
at
And
or focused at
it's like, even though
the wrong ones.
you can see that
Again,
accent shit, like, absolutely.
If they are truly,
Plays absolutely
truly,
no one is upset, right?
if they truly care about
the
all of this, that
has anything heteronormative in it,
they're really fighting about, you know,
there's something wrong with the person. Like, why haven't you
they're fighting against the exploitation of women.
Stop watching femininity, stop watching things with big.
Why are they not going after Pornhub? Why are they not going after OnlyFans?
That's healthy.
And they are going after
And as usual, I will see you in the comment section.
a very niche market, or a very niche group of people that enjoys pixel fake women. It does make sense. Okay, so what do we have here? Watching Wheels at Work. Wheels at Work. So this is a People of Dirt League People of Dirt League what do you call this?
Come on,
Skip.
back on task, mate.
Well, you just destroyed my phone.
Yeah, well, you got to learn, mate.
Ron, my phone cost me over $2,000.
Yeah, well, that's tough love, mate.
No, Ron, what you just did, it was completely unreasonable.
Oh, well, you know the rules. No social media on work time, mate.
Social media. Ron, I was literally getting a verification code so I could continue to do work.
Grow up, Ellen. Oh, what's that cat doing?
Playing piano.
Oh my god, can you send that to me?
Yeah, sure.
Lunchtime. Ah! Not on work time, mate.
That was kind of annoying. Imagine doing that. Yeah, it's like selective enforcement. That is a perfect, I guess you can say, analogy to SJWs. It's selective outrage. Selective outrage. Maybe that particular skit was making fun of that, making fun of things like selective outreach. Well, it was obviously making fun of selective enforcement when it comes to rules and laws in almost, I guess, everything. Okay, so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Dread Mist. Okay, I'm going to try playing Dread Mist again. Last time when I tried playing it, it wouldn't let me log in because the server was full. Okay, yeah, there's something wrong now. Now there's no message. I'm not getting any message at all this time. So last time I was getting server is full message, try again. This time I'm not getting anything. Okay, there you go. Trying again, or tried to access Dreadness Online again, but this time I'm not getting any kind of message at all. At least last time I was getting a server is full message, but this time it's nothing. I'm not getting anything. Okay, so I'm looking at the discussions right now. Press play and doesn't launch anything. Anyone can help. So that is what's happening. Same here. It's a single dev and he didn't expect the game to pop off. Therefore, the servers are full. On Discord, it's announced he's working on a queue fix, and in 2 to 3 days, the server capacity will go up. Servers full with the other post, simple as that, sadly. Yeah.
Trying to think of ways to use your voice stuck in my brain. We never got to see it through, and I know I feel more pain if we're speaking truth. Cause when the daylight comes, I still lose.
So according to the discussions here in Steam, the server is full.
So if you love me, how could you leave me so low? So will I feel it again? I just don't know.
Someone said the server is full at 5K. Well, that is possible. Maybe the developer wasn't expecting a lot of players. Maybe he was just expecting at most 5,000 players or less. So he set up a server to handle or accommodate only that amount of players. But yeah, I saw it in Steam. It looks interesting and I wanted to give it a try. And I guess other people saw it as well and also found the game looks interesting. And they are trying to give it a try as well. But unfortunately, we were late to the party and we are, I guess you can say, not able to access the game for now. Eventually the internet will die down, and it will not stay at 5,000 unless, of course, it's really that great. You know, if the game is really that great, the developer will have no choice but to increase server capacity.
So will I feel it again? I just don't know. And I'm hoping I'll find a way to let go. So if you love me, how could you leave me so low? So will I feel it again? I just don't know. I just don't know.
So how did I find Dreadness? Well, I found Dreadness by just going to my discovery. I do spend a lot of time just going to Steam Discovery. And I do suggest that if you have Steam, you have a Steam account, and you're looking for new titles or new games to play, just go through your discovery.
been running, running, running away from you. I've been trying to keep my cool. I see what your colors shining through. Yeah, I do. Well, that I do. Is it too much to ask? I don't want you back. I don't want you back. Is it too much to ask? I don't want you back. I don't want you back.
Okay, so I just went through, you know, a few games in my discovery queue. Did not find anything interesting that time. So again, guys, there are like literally thousands, tens of thousands of games in Steam, and if you are having problems finding the games or the game you want to play, just go through your discovery. You'll find a lot of not good games, but from time to time you'll find a good one. You'll find a gem within the mountain of gold, I guess. Okay, so it says here I logged into Anthem on the last day. Let's take a look at this one from Spawnwave.
So today is the last day for Anthem, and it came out right at the beginning of 2019, so 7 years later, it's officially going offline. And since this game is completely reliant on an internet connection just to function, the game just goes away. And it's something that people, of course, been pushing back on with the gaming industry since, I mean, what if you paid for it? Like, you know, I did. So what I want to do today, since apparently the digital version of this game just hasn't been available for people to re-download for like a week or more now, I thought we would install this and jump back in, because I will tell you this, I have not played the game basically since it first came out. So it's almost completely unfamiliar to me at this point as to what was even going on in the game outside of, I'd say, the fun nature of just jumping out into the world with your suit for the first time and you're feeling like Iron Man, to when the game just completely went downhill after that. But hey, let's see what we have with Anthem on its final day of existence. So if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. Okay, here we go. Back into Anthem. We got to connect to the online services. I haven't tested this yet, so here's hoping they are still up. It's supposed to go offline on the 12th. It is the 11th as of recording this. Okay, there. It looks like we're in. Now, I mentioned I played it when it first came out. I also went back because I remember I took a look at it when people were saying the Christmas lights were still up, and that should have been the writing on the wall when they left the Christmas lights up well into the next year. I think it was like a couple of months into the new year at that time. The Christmas lights were still all over the place. So here we go with game update. Anthem server sunset January 12th. All right, great. They warned everyone half a year basically in advance, but that's it. You know, 7 years later, the game is done. Wow. Okay, so I forgot the game is still stuck at 30 FPS on.
So the game is in first person mode, or is in first person? Yeah. What did I
So
say?
you kind of figured.
So the game is in first person view.
At least
So what's the point of having good armor
like series
if you're not able to see it? That's why I'm not a fan of
like this
first person view, especially with games that
with your
have like supposedly good armors or
I got
amazing costumes for your characters or character,
the end of the game.
because
There's still
when you're in first person view, you don't actually see your character.
end of the game to
So what's the point of having
like the
amazing looking armor or costume or outfit
because I think
when you yourself
so
can't see it?
This is the stuff that was actually pretty cool, right? So you would get up, you'd get into your suit. They had an entire, really well done animation for it. Let's see, what do I want to do? I guess I can just do, free play, right? Just explore. Definitely don't miss these. Remember load times? I feel like we don't really see these screens much anymore. Like the traditional one where a bar has to fill up at the top or the bottom of the screen. That bar is not moving right now. There we go. That was like a solid minute. All right. Let's
Ah, there you go. It's in third person. Okay. Now that makes sense, right? It makes sense. Now you see your amazing looking armor. Look at that.
get them off and running. And this was the whole thing. In the beginning of the game, they had you jump out into the world and then start your thrusters, and it felt like you were Iron Man at first. Like you just jump off of a cliff and you're off, and that's it, right? You can still fire and stuff from
Tony Stark is made of steel. He's a cooling set with a heart of steel, and Iron Man.
isn't bad either. Like kind of jumping between, throwing abilities. Yeah, like all of that is fine, I feel like. You know, it's funny, I definitely still see people running around right now. Like, I just saw a name pop up over there as they were just kind of trekking by, because I have this up and it did matchmaking and everything. So the last day for this game, that you can't download it digitally, so most people who bought it digitally would have had to just already had it. I mean, they're still invested at least somewhat. And there we go, 200 experience, some additional loot. See, that's the thing for me with this, is there was a lot of potential in the idea of you get loot for your exoskeleton, you build it up. It didn't seem to catch on like something such as Warframe. And I'll admit, I never really got that interested in the world. And I remember going through, and the game just became such a slog because all of the missions just blended together, and it was kind of the same idea over and over and over again. So I ended free play because I looked through my logs, and there seemed to be a couple of missions that I could do. One of them I just went ahead and tracked and said I had to come back here to talk to Matthias. Here we are. Let's see, Hazard's. You know what's? I remember being blown away by the visuals when they first showed it in the fort with these different character models. And I mean, look, this was 2019 when this game came out. It does feel like we've definitely moved past kind of this era of visuals. I mean, just outright character models have gotten.
That is why when you are making a game, you don't go after hyper-realistic
7 or 8
images, because
blowing. And now
in just a few years,
maybe there's not as
those hyper-realistic images or graphics
I ran through during free,
would look dated.
but now I need to matchmake.
It's best to go after I guess in my opinion, just in my opinion, it's better to have stylized
So that I get
graphics
part of this.
or images,
The action is very broken
because
by waiting.
with a stylized
Consistent.
graphics or images,
Now already
even after a few years,
like 20 minutes of play right now.
it wouldn't look
So
dated
that
because
really didn't help the
it's
flow of the
stylized.
game. See, like we go into the instance, load screen pops up. Another load screen. And basically, I just went in there, picked something up, had to turn around, come back out. There's a camp of some kind, so I figure that's probably going to be where we end up fighting a bunch of enemies. And yeah, that was the case. So very predictable at times for this game. Yeah, you're gonna do a very similar thing pretty much consistently, which was again a shame, because some of the gameplay mechanics and the ideas that were here were genuinely different, interesting, and then you kind of run into but now more than ever, what looks like a very standard by the books live service looter shooter. Especially now, you really have to set yourself apart in the live service genre, or you're just going to be left behind very quickly. You're going to blend in, and we see these games shut down in, at times, less than a year. So Anthem, I will admit, lasting as long as it did, little surprising, but it feels like a lesser Warframe. And part of that's also because they kind of, it seems like they abandoned it. They had big plans, didn't work out, and they, I guess, moved on after a year or two. I will say the shooting, I mean, it feels fine, right? I think it's pretty good. I have a fairly large bloom effect here, it looks like, but it shrinks down pretty quick. I have, again, my abilities and everything that go along with it, but I'm not even really thinking much about those. I'm just laying into whatever's in front of me with my standard assault rifle, and it's getting the job done. It's some basic tropes at this time. I mean, now I'm just kind of defending a point as it has to decrypt, because of course that's take a while to do.
In my opinion, just based on this gameplay of the game, it looks okay.
This is mimicking basically here, right? It's just, you bring up the question, why play this live service game?
I'm not a big fan of actual shooting games. The only reason why I enjoy Fallout is because it has VATS. So if you look at my Fallout 4 game, you'll see that my character's perception is like
live service games. But remember, this was 20
really high. It's at 8
when they were developed.
because of VATS.
We didn't have that as much knowledge as we do now.
Perception makes VATS
People away from these live service.
accurate.
You know, this kind of reminds
So I don't have to aim when you're playing.
I think Exo
When you're playing Fallout, you don't have to aim. You can just use VATS.
on you, and like that was really cool when they first showed it, and then people started to realize what the game was, and it became a very generic kind of live service style shooter, and that was sort of it. It wasn't able to dethrone any of the other games, the multiplayer games out there, and it got buried and kind of fell by the wayside. So kind of a similar situation now I'm thinking about it, just Exoprimal was much more recent, this just being an earlier example. These ultimate abilities, when they hit, they look really cool. Like you can see just annihilating everyone. Like that, you do feel incredibly powerful. You know, as I'm playing this though, I will say the unfortunate part about the shutdown, this game to me feels like it's really set up for that 10-year random YouTube recommendation that's like, were we too harsh on Anthem? Was Anthem actually a good game? It's not going to be possible because the game will be gone, but this just makes me think that this is a game that could get that kind of a treatment if it were able to stick around. And that, I think, is the biggest thing as I go to another load screen here, is even if you don't like the idea, you don't like Anthem, you don't like the idea of it, anything like that, or even live service games, it still seems weird to me that a game could be fully paid for, like full $60 for when this came out, right? And maybe you put more into it, I don't know, collector's edition, special edition, microtransactions, whatever, right?
Honestly, if a game is paid for, it should always have an offline version.
This an offline game, nothing. They just shut the thing down. That's it. It still seems crazy to me that is like a thing that can happen. I don't know. Even so, I think people should have the ability to go back and play this game in an offline capacity. I feel like that's something that should be almost required by these companies, as we've talked about Stop Killing Games. And seeing something like this where, I mean, it's still a highly polished game from what I'm seeing. Like I mentioned the animation to get into the suit, the visuals of that, they're top notch for 2019. Sure, they haven't aged the greatest now. I look at it and I go, I mean, it looks pretty standard. But again, looking back on it in like a retrospective sense, it might be one of those games, but we'll really never know because this game is gone in 24 hours. Also, I do think you can have a mediocre or somewhat boring game like that you're playing by yourself, going through the motions. I think you can make it fun if you're playing multiplayer with friends, just outright, just by the nature of just hanging out with your friends and kind of a social game that, yeah, maybe do the same thing over and over again. But because you're with your friends, you guys are goofing off and you can have fun with it. This puzzle is kind of funny, by the way. They have these symbols and little portal-looking things laying around, and they don't really tell you what to do. So you just kind of look around a little bit, and oh. All right, well, I guess that's the answer for this one. Each one just has something kind of hidden around it, like one of these symbols. You just look around real quick, find it, then just shift it to that color and that symbol. And that's it. Mission completed. Got the manifold. We're heading back. Got some pretty good experience. Leveled up to 18.
Okay, so I guess he just played the one mission.
Weapons, I guess. I'm not as up to date on the rarity or the meta or the lore.
So it's not an open world game. Okay, I got it. It's not an open world game.
You know, as you kind of expect. So not bad though. If nothing else, I have some stuff that I can salvage or sell. But I think that's going to do it for a quick look at Anthem, just kind of logging in on the final day and running through some free plays. So we flew around with that, did a quick event that happened, went on a quest here as well. And I mean, it's still Anthem. It's not going to matter here in another day or two, but it's an interesting moment in time, I guess. It just didn't live up to the expectation for BioWare or even the hype from that first showcase they did for the game that blew people away. Just wasn't able to reach those heights. But I still, as I mentioned, saw people playing today. So there must be at least an
So even if you have like a great intro or trailer or something like that, but if the gameplay is generic, then why bother? Just go play PUBG.
And maybe that's the thing that's
And PUBG is free.
that a game like this can just kind of
Or play Counter-Strike.
and
That's free as well.
kind of move on from
Or
there.
play Marvel Rivals. That's free as well.
The biggest thing around Stop Killing Games and other initiatives like that,
Look at that. Look at that. Stop Killing Games
offline game.
was mentioned. Exactly.
I do
Exactly. That's the idea behind Stop Killing Games. Is that if you paid for a game, you should be able to play it
in the comments. Again, just wanted to give people
whenever you want because you paid for it.
offline. Hey, if nothing else, for just maybe future curiosity. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Okay, so guys, you are listening to No Copyright Sounds. Music is from No Copyright Sounds. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream and hope you guys are also enjoying the music again. I'm not playing any kind of pre-made playlist. The music I'm playing in my playlist, they were all hand chosen. They were all chosen by myself. So I went there, listened to the songs, found the songs that I guess like, and downloaded them basically. Okay, so moving forward, what do we have here? Look at that, look at that. There's a game called Evil White People. Isn't that racist? So, no, seriously. I think that's racist. Imagine someone making a game called Evil Asian People, or Evil Black People, or Evil whatever race people. It's racist, my goodness. The fact that no one is, the fact that YouTube is allowing this says a lot. I guess they don't think it's racist. There's like this stupid idea. Yeah, because it's stupid. I'm not white, but I think it's a stupid idea to say that you can't be racist to white people. That's just stupid. Racist is racist. It doesn't matter what the or who the target of the racism is.
No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't want to show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know when my heart be needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
I'm always trying to see through your flaws, 'cause I know that you got so much more to give. You made a real mess, but I miss you though, 'cause I can go to sleep when I'm alone again. Say you wanna fix our problems. How long should I be waiting? Feels like I've had too much of drama, but I'm not ready to give in.
Oh, look at that. The left side or the right side went white again. I don't know why. It keeps doing that.
I don't wanna see us doing on and off again. Baby, all I really want is only on from now. Every time I see a glimpse of your good side, I start wondering how I could make it last a little longer. Say you wanna fix our problems. How long should I be waiting? Feels like I've had too much of drama, but I'm not ready to give in. us going on and off again. Baby, all I really wanted. Only on from now.
With frogs, cold night and the winter hot cold. Sorry that I fall away sometimes. Sorry that I fall away sometimes. Yeah, yeah. The end. Got to end it all on the weekend. Sorry that I feel that way sometimes. Sorry that I feel that way sometimes. Oh, oh, yeah. You don't really wanna know me. Hanging in the corner with a nosebleed. High on whatever they sold me. That's the old me, yeah. 6 years later trying to find me. Still trying to figure out the line piece. Looking for the love inside me, inside me. I don't know how I feel that way sometimes. Don't know how I feel that way sometimes. Yeah, yeah. The end. Think all we can say that on the weekend. Funny how I kinda like this life. Funny how I kinda like this life. I like this life.
I can't find my way back to you. Forgot about all.
Okay, so the game is not letting me in because the server is full. Again, guys, the game is Dreadmiss Online.
Until you find your way back home.
Okay, so speaking of Dreadmiss Online, I'm going to try and going to try it again. Who knows? I might get lucky.
Until you find your way back home.
Okay, so nope, it still won't let me log in. Yeah. Dreadmiss Online is still not letting me log in, which means the server is still full. Okay, what do we have here? LeBron James covers to Victor Wembanyama. LeBron runs away from Wemby and Spurs. Let's go check this out, because this is gonna be fun.
He can't get it, and Wembanyama comes flying in.
Yeah, look at that. He was really happy when he played and beat the Pelicans. Yeah, Pelicans.
He's playing back-to-back games as well, but he's not going to have LeBron James.
All right, so I just stumbled across this video.
But
LeBron, and just wanted
when
to
facing a much stronger team,
another example why LeBron
he wasn't out there.
mentioned in the GOAT conversation alongside Michael Jordan. Not only is it an insult to mention LeBron in the same breath as Jordan, LeBron also shouldn't be mentioned in the same breath as Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant being the light version of Michael Jordan. Kobe is Diet Mike. And
Kobe is
far
Diet Mike.
wannabe king.
If you're not going to play in back-to-back games because you're 41, and I can appreciate that, that's fine. Which game does it make more sense for you to play in for your team? A game against a much lesser opponent, the New Orleans Pelicans, or a game against a tougher opponent in the San Antonio Spurs, if you're the type of cat who wants to do what's best for the team as opposed to what's best for you. Which is a better team, the Pelicans or the Spurs?
Well, Spurs by a wide margin.
LeBron James made a choice. He played against the Pelicans and chose not to play against the San Antonio Spurs because he don't want that smoke. He doesn't want to play against the best young players in basketball because his game doesn't carry over.
And just in case you didn't already know, in his final 2002-03 season with the Washington Wizards, Michael Jordan, at 40 years old, played all 82 games, averaging 20 points, 6.1 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.4 steals, and 0.5 blocks per game, while shooting 44.5% from the field and 32% from three-point range. Jordan also famously became the oldest player to score 40-plus points in a game that season. Could you imagine Jordan sitting out against the Lakers to duck Kobe and Shaq? Or avoid the Spurs so he wouldn't have to face Tim?
That is amazing. That is the true GOAT. So if you are a LeBron James fan, you are looking at a true GOAT. 82 games and 40. That is amazing. That is amazing. So yeah, you're just stupid if you think LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm sorry.
Does not compare.
That is just fact.
Or Kobe Bryant.
LeBron James has sadly become an afterthought in the world of the NBA. He is a stat patter now, nothing more, nothing less. He's a lousy teammate. He's an egomaniac. He's a narcissist. And he made a decision not to play against the Spurs because he knows that he's not good enough to be on the court against the Spurs. Because if he thought that he helps the Lakers win basketball games, or if the Lakers are a better team with him on the court, then you would have sat out against the Pelicans and gotten yourself ready to play against a much tougher opponent in the San Antonio Spurs. But what did he do? Like the coward that he is, he ducked all that San Antonio smoke. He wanted none of it because he knew he was looking at an 8.3 rebound, 5-turnover night, and he would have been exposed yet again like he's been so many other times this year. The Lakers should cut LeBron James.
How does it help?
Agreed. Agreed.
How's that help the Lakers?
Because
on one side,
Luka is not. Luka is the main guy in LA, and LeBron is just messing things up.
500 basketball teams.
LeBron is messing the chemistry between Luka and the other players.
Average basketball team about 500. Without LeBron, one of the best basketball teams in the West.
Hold on. They're currently one game out of the 2 seed in the West right now.
Because of all the games they won before he started playing.
Because of that. That's not just because of that. That's not true. 100%. The math doesn't do that. Right now, the 2 seed on the Spurs at 26 and 11. The Lakers are 23 and 12. You're acting like there's this huge chasm that they've created this season.
There is.
It's just not true factually. This is how I know that you're working off the emotion.
Have you watched the Lakers play basketball
I have
this year?
watched them.
Are they a better team with them or without him?
With them.
Oh, stop it.
With them.
Stop
when
it.
those guys, Reeves has
Okay,
also
let me ask you
been
a question. Let me ask you a question, Mr. LeBron supporter on his jock.
I mean, I'm just saying he's
Why
the best
did he
player
play
ever
against the
lived.
Spurs?
Why did he play against the Spurs?
That's what I said. I understand the question.
I'm going to tell you why. He's only going to play in one.
So why pick the Pelican game?
They were likely to lose to the Spurs either way.
Why?
You make sure you secure.
So
the Spurs are better.
You're telling
the Spurs
me
are better.
The team that's 11 games over 500 is afraid to play against the Spurs. They can't beat the Spurs.
Not afraid. You got to beat strategic. It's 82. It's a marathon. You don't go crazy at mile 6 of a 27-mile race. You got to be smart. He's a smart man, and that's what I think bothers so many people is his strategy.
He's a narcissistic egomaniac. That's what he is.
This is
and
crazy.
he chose to play against a lesser opponent because he'd have better stats. And he knows the game has passed him by. His game don't work
option on the
in
team.
the NBA anymore.
It does work.
It doesn't.
Passing and rebounding and scoring doesn't work in the NBA
disinterested.
anymore.
He's not good enough to play anymore. His son shouldn't be on the team either.
Well, that's different. Rubbish.
If I'm the Lakers, I part ways with LeBron James. Here's the problem with that. Nobody wants him.
So if you release him, nobody would sign. You put him away.
Yeah,
nobody would sign him.
They would take him for the minimum.
Well,
to
you
sell
said
some
nobody
tickets,
would want him, not to sell, to help you win.
Maybe to sell some tickets. Maybe the Brooklyn Nets would take him. They can't sell any tickets.
It's ridiculous.
Maybe be a net. Maybe he thinks Durant's still there. He'll rebuild another super team to try to win. What a joke he is. Ugh. Afraid of the Spurs, my lord.
All right, that's the end of Craig's segment. I just recently saw this and thought it was hilarious. So wanted to make a quick reaction video to it. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me make more reaction videos like this. And if you're new to my...
Yeah, that was really funny with the Pelicans game. They were like the LeBron bootleggers were like, "Ooh, look at that! The king is back. He's the greatest." Yeah, right. They beat like the last team in the standings. They beat like the weakest team in the league. MJ, when he was in the Wizards, the only time he didn't play was because he got injured and went into surgery. Second year, he, according to that video, I don't really exactly know. It has been a while, can't remember. But if what that video said is true, he played like 82 games. That is amazing. 82 games. NBA superstars, they shouldn't be called superstars. The current NBA superstars, they don't even play 82 games anymore because they can't. They can't play 82 games anymore, and they don't even defend. They're just playing one side of the court. And guess what, guys? The basketball court has two sides. And you won't be able to win a basketball game if you're just playing on one side of the court.
She galvanized me, steady like steel, back on my feet, living for the thrill again, loving for another day. She satisfied me, gave me what I want, just what we need, never too far away, loving for another day. But she asked for something more. She asked for, yeah, she asked for something beautiful. She asked for, yeah, she asked for, she asked for something beautiful. She mystifies me. Tell me what I did wrong, I plead. Never did I think we would be loving for another day. But she asked for something more. She asked for, yeah, she asked for something beautiful. Something beautiful. Yeah, she asked for something beautiful. She asked for, yeah, she asked for, she asked for something beautiful.
Okay, so we have here another video from Vara about Code Violet. Code Violet exposed as low quality slop at release. Let's go check this out.
Over the past few weeks, Team Kill Media has pushed a lot of potential customers away from their new release.
Again, Team Kill Media, the name of their company is very, very appropriate because they literally killed their own game.
People are wrecking it, saying it is buggy, it is broken.
That is so ironic. Team Kill Media.
A reason they didn't want it on PC and in storefronts like Steam that actually consistently issue refunds. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, months ago when I had seen the teasers for this game, I thought that it looked pretty cool. Yeah, it definitely looked like it was going to have some technical difficulties at release, but I usually can look past those, especially when it's a game that is being made by a smaller team. I love to support indie developers and small studios. Plus, you can always mod it, but they were very vocal in their hatred for modders and really PC gamers, saying, oh, we don't want you objectifying our lead character. We don't want you sexualizing her, even though...
That was really weird. They didn't want anybody sexualizing their female character,
to top that off, they have
but
race skins within the game. So they're saying
then they released a post showing their female character in lingerie outfits.
They had made this big post when
They
people
don't want anyone sexualizing their women but themselves.
that offended a certain group of very hateful.
That is so insane. My goodness.
Because we don't believe in cowering to the mob, we remain unaffected by the hate we have received over the years. We invest our own money and time into our games. Like us or hate us, we focus on the positive. Saying, however, it had also become absolutely unacceptable that certain individuals were attacking a talented professional we had the honor of working with. We believe the vast majority of gamers respect her and want their games to have such talent to voice the characters they will enjoy playing as. And I personally had never heard of her before, and I don't blame her for being part of this game, but they basically said that, oh, if you look at the character that she plays and you think that this character is attractive, you are disrespecting her and objectifying her, even though they're pixels on a screen. And really, they went on a unhinged spree. They blocked people, they locked threads down, and now that the game's out, they've double, tripled, and quadrupled down. Somebody had said, yeah, the game is dope. I don't care about the negativity that people say about this game. I enjoyed playing this a lot. And they said, thank you. If the negativity some had for us was turned into constructive criticism, instead it would be far more valuable to everyone than what a certain group are doing. Okay, let me comment. Let me tell them my constructive feedback.
Okay, we have in chat Christian Live. Okay.
Would you like to come on my channel and
I'm not sure if that is how
That's right. You can't because
the name is read, but I'm just reading it the way it's spelled. Christian Live.
Gosh, it sucks.
Happy Sunday.
And you guys
It's Sunday already?
like
So
this.
glad you're streaming. Love these cozy vibes.
Yes men who don't actually care about listening to the other side.
Christian Live, thank you for the comment and thank you for checking out the stream. Thank you.
Media manager / community manager. It might just be a developer who's supposed to be running it because the team is small. We have no confirmation, but either way, whoever this is not helping their product at all whatsoever, and they need all the help they can get, judging by the fact that gamers are literally calling this a scam. G-Man Live said Code Violet is easily one of the worst games I've ever played. I'm genuinely baffled to how the developers think that they can charge almost $80 for crap like this. I've played $10 UE engine asset flips on Steam that are better, and that's saying a lot. IGN's 4 out of 10 was too generous, and as I always say, I do not think that we should take journalists' opinions very seriously, but it is interesting to see the times where gamers and journos are actually lying. Now, this is not an $80 game. This is a $50 title, but either way, that is far too expensive judging by the product that you're getting. Finished Code Violet last night. A truly so bad experience. It's the kind of game which is also utterly embarrassing for a PS5 exclusive. I'll have a full video up on it in a couple of days, and
Again, what happened? It did that again. My goodness.
over the past few weeks, Team Cal Media has pushed a lot of hey, maybe if they had released it on PC, things would have been slightly different because gamers would have said, oh, I can just mod it, it'll be fine, even if it takes a week or two. People are willing to look past developer errors if they have ways to fix it themselves and actually get the best bang for their buck, but that's not the case here. And if you take a look at the scores over on the PlayStation
Okay, why is it buffering now?
storefront under ratings and reviews, it is sitting at a 2.96, so it is a 3 out of 5 stars.
Again, why are you buffering? This is so weird. It's buffering.
but there are more negatives than there are positives, and the positives are clearly people trying to almost reverse review bomb it and say, you guys are being too harsh and we need to fight the chuds. It is sitting at 5 stars, 34%, 4 stars, 9%, versus the 2 stars at 11%, and the 1 stars at a 35%. Whew, that is not a good look for them. There are so many negatives, and now you can actually start seeing some of the reviews people are leaving, and well, most of the ones that are highlighted here are 1 stars.
I've seen one that gave the game a 5-star, so someone loved it.
Their refund policy, PC Master Race. I liked Callisto Protocol to a certain extent, but the fact that they ripped away from the ending from you just to sell it to you in a DLC was atrocious, and it's no shocker to see that they're never going to be able to make another game like that again. A 1 star, they didn't even want to put the time into explaining all the problems. Code Violet, the game is virtually unplayable. Gave up before I even made it through the tutorial. Some areas are so dark you can hardly see to navigate, and apparently you get a flashlight at some point, but you should start with one because you need it as soon as you leave the first room. If you are anywhere close to a wall or an object in the environment, then when you go to aim at the enemy, your character completely blocks out your line of sight and you can't even see an enemy that's right in front of you, so you just have to start shooting and hope you're aiming at it because 3/4 of your screen is just Violet's upper torso blocking everything out. This person gave a 5 star and they said Code Violet is a game about a girl's endurance under pressure. You play as a female protagonist navigating hostile environments where survival, awareness, and persistence matter more than raw power. The atmosphere is the strongest asset. I gotta be honest, this sounds like some sort of copy and paste synopsis on this game. And oh, it's about a girl's endurance under pressure. Exploration feels deliberate rather than filler, and the pacing encourages caution instead of reckless movement. The protagonist is
I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually true, that this comment was copy and pasted somewhere.
Yeah, basically every game does that, especially if you play titles like, I don't know, Resident Evil, where the victories do matter because you can die so easily. It's so interesting to see that you almost have like an AI generated review here. I'm not saying that it is AI. I just think that it's worded in a very like specific way. But regardless, things are not looking particularly good for Teen Kill Media right now, and they're really only making things worse for themselves by taking to social media, attacking their potential customers, and doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down like posts, as I have talked about, where they've said things like, the fans and players love Code Violet. The opinions of 2 individuals who didn't like it have no effect, when clearly it is far more than 2 people who are saying it's not a good game. So yeah, I'll be keeping my eye on this situation very closely. If they're listening to this video, hey, unblock me, have a conversation with me, but I don't think that's going to happen. Though that's all that I had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike.
Okay, so I'm going to clip something. Let's see here. I'm in my own stream right now in Twitch. Going to clip female character. Okay. One sexualizing their women but themselves.
Defended a certain group of very hateful.
That is so insane. My goodness.
Because we don't believe in cowering to the mob, we remain unaffected by the hate we have received over.
Okay, so I'm going to clip that. One.
Skins with those, especially when it's a game that is being made by a smaller team. I love to support indie developers and small studios. sexualizing her, even though
That was really weird. They didn't want anybody sexualizing their female character,
to top that off, they have
but
race skins within the game. So they're saying
then they released a post showing their female character in lingerie outfits.
they had made this big post when
They
people
don't want anyone sexualizing their women but themselves.
that offended a certain group of very hateful
That is so insane. My goodness.
because we don't believe in cow. Sexualizing her, even though
That was really weird. They didn't want anybody sexualizing their female character,
to top that off, they have
but
race skins within the game. So they're saying
then they released. Okay, so again, I'm just clipping my own weird. They didn't want. I'm clipping parts of my own stream. That's why you're hearing that.
And you know how to forget all the wrongs and every reason why we've changed. And there's a storm inside my head. It's getting me in trouble, baby, and I can't break away. I thought that I could keep it low, take it
Steam.
slow. We ended up just like before, so take it easy, take it easy. I thought that I could keep it low, take it easy, take it slow.
They literally killed their own game.
People are wrecked.
Take it easy.
That really. Okay, so we have here another video from Vara about Code Violet. Code Violet exposed as low quality slop at release. Let's go check this out.
Over the past few weeks, Team Kill Media has pushed a lot of potential customers away from their new release.
Again, Team Kill Media, the name of their company. The name of their
Media has pushed a lot of potential customers away from their new release.
Again, Team Kill Media, the name of their company is very, very appropriate because they literally killed their own game.
People are wrecking it, saying it is buggy, it is broken.
That is so ironic. Team Kill Media.
Clearly, Media has pushed a Media has pushed a lot of potential customers. Media has pushed a lot of potential customers away from their new release.
I will carry you home.
without you. I remember myself, my name. Forgot about all you tried to change. Familiar was the sound of your voice as I continue to walk on by. It has been a year and now I'm living on the line. It has been a year and now I'm thinking what's mine, that I'm better off right here without you. That I'm better off right here without you.
Okay, so I'm just like clipping my parts of the stream. Okay. If you're watching this and if you're not watching this in Twitch, you can also watch it on Twitch, by the way. Okay, so what's happening now? Let's see here. So the MCU shields weren't fans all along. Right, exactly. Again, the modern audience, what they do, they don't consume entertainment. Their form of entertainment is complaining and crying and posting stupid things in social media. Nothing can stop emotions that run down the side of your face. Okay, so again, we have another video about Code Violet, but this time it's from Endymion. Let's go check this one out. Endymion.
I guess the writing was just on the wall. So Code Violet is the next game from a developer that has quite frankly done everything that they could have done to ensure that their game would be ostracized by pretty much anyone besides the most diehard fans, if they have any, I guess. In case you don't know, the game is basically a spiritual successor to Dino Crisis from Capcom, trying to combine the new school ways of Resident Evil 2 Remake, but replace the zombies with dinosaurs, except the game has so much jank in it. Unfortunately, instead, it comes off more like a student-made project than an official video game that you have to buy with real money. The other bleak part of this release is apparently the game is a PlayStation 5 exclusive somehow, despite not looking graphically demanding whatsoever. And just, oh man, like, let's just get into it. Like, how is this such a disaster, dude? I have no idea. Like, you know things are bad. When PlayStation Lifestyle, of all websites as seen here, just fully admits that Code Violet is a massive mess. And as the first, I guess, PlayStation exclusive of 2026, it's setting the year off with a massive gunshot wound to, like, the temple pretty much. What even is the plot of this game? You're probably wondering. Well, here, let me read the plot for you here, I guess, or the summary, whatever. Let me read it for you. In the 25th century, a cataclysm has left Earth uninhabitable, driving humanity's survivors to Trappist-1E. Facing extinction due to sterility, the Aeon colony harnesses cutting-edge time travel technology to abduct women from the past to be surrogates in a dark yet desperate bid to save mankind, but their mission conceals a sinister conspiracy. As Violet Sinclair, torn from your time, you awaken in the Ion bioengineering complex, swarming with ferocious prehistoric dinosaurs and hostile forces. Carefully manage your inventory, uncover Aeon's dark secrets, fight to survive, and escape during a chaotic evacuation protocol. Honestly, on paper, that sounds at least somewhat interesting. Like, what do you mean there's some science fiction company that has decided to go back in time to abduct women to give birth to the future to save mankind? I mean, it kind of also doesn't make sense, because why wouldn't you then just use that same time travel technology to just go back before this cataclysm thing happened with evidence and then, like, tell the world's governments, hey guys, we're from the future, so, like, the world's gonna end and we're gonna have to start abducting our own women into the future to, like, save the world. Also, there's dinosaurs somehow, but, like, maybe instead, can we just work together with this knowledge from the future and stop this all from happening? But I guess if we use logic, we wouldn't have dinosaurs, so really, what even is the point of the game then? It's all about dinosaurs in the end, and hot babes running around in pure janky gameplay, I guess. You're probably also noticing this game's camera angles are not very good, and the use of darkness is more annoying than it is atmospheric. And yeah, that's kind of a problem with Code Violet the entire way through. Like, some reviews are out here for the game officially, and they're not looking great, I gotta say. As Metacritic shows here, Code Violet has 4 reviews as of me writing this, and yeah, it's at a 40% out of 100, which is not good for your first, I guess, big PlayStation exclusive of the year. It's actually horrible. A disaster, like I said, and I'm starting to question what the actual hell is going on over there at Sony. Because how did nobody review this game internally and realize that this would reflect badly on their platform like this by having this available? Sony should know if a game is released as an exclusive that it will be obviously then associated with their platform. I don't know about you, but you probably don't want a 40 out of 100 Metacritic game being something that is tied to you guys specifically. This is worse than Forspoken or Lost Soulside even. The game is desperately trying to bank on, like, its attractive female character model, and that's pretty much about it, really. Like, IGN also gave the game, like I said, like a 4 out of 10, man, and here's what they said in their opening paragraph. The best it can give you is terrible third-person shooting, boring level design, and technical blunders that make stalking through this futuristic bloodbath feel prehistoric. Yeah, it's not going well for Code Violet, guys. It is interesting, though, that Team Kill Media, which made this game, are now kind of 2 for 2 now when it comes to overtly ambitious third-person shooter games that fail on, like, all fronts, pretty much. In case you don't know, they made another game called Quantum Error, which was released in 2023, which was made by the same people, obviously. It starred a character named Jacob Thomas, who was a firefighter who has to defeat terrorists and cosmic horrors on a space station of all things. And in terms of its Metacritic and reception, I mean, well, just look at the numbers here. Quantum Error, just like Code Violet, it has a 40 out of 100 again. And that user score is abysmally bad too, which is somehow even lower.
I don't even know this Quantum Error game.
Page, there's actually
Look at that.
development right now.
That was released in
And it's also coming to PlayStation.
November 2023.
They gave Quantum Error, like Code Violet, a terrible score, claiming that its story, the enemy AI, and generally just unoptimized state at release were all abysmally bad, and it's happening again. So I now have to wonder, guys, who is giving this team money to make these games in the first place? Like, okay, I get it somewhat. There's a market for, say, bad movies, right? We've all gone on some streaming service looking for absolute schlock. I get it. We've all done it. When something is so bad, it's kind of good even. But when it comes to video games, these things are expensive to make. And I mean, somehow Quantum Error, I guess, made enough money, clearly, if a whole sequel is coming out despite the abysmal everything that was surrounding it. But then I decided to look up this Team Kill Media. Apparently, the studio is ran by 4 brothers in America somewhere, out of Wyoming, who are passionate about game development. That's actually incredible. I was honestly convinced that this game was being made by like Eurojank developers in the middle of nowhere, but I stand corrected. The other 2 games that these brothers have made is Kings of Lorne, which apparently doesn't have enough reviews professionally to chart on Metacritic still, but as seen here, it has a 6.5 from users on Metacritic at least, which is higher than Quantum Error, I guess. They also have another game called Sun and Bone, which also doesn't have any reviews from critics, but as you can see here, it has a 6.9 from users, which I mean, that's the highest score from the users at least. I guess it's something, maybe, I don't know. But every single game they make, either the critic reviews or the user reviews are like the same. These brothers always release games that are just technical messes that either don't run well, and everything just seemingly comes to PlayStation for some reason alone. Well, I mean, it makes sense, I guess. PlayStation does have a big install base, obviously, so you have people you can cater to, I guess, there for sure. But even then, like, what is happening here, man? It seems like their games are regressing instead of improving, and that's kind of insane actually because of like where they started to begin with. Look, okay, I get it. Making games is hard. I'm not going to sit here and act like they don't know how to make games. They're doing it right, I guess. They're living out their dream. They're making things happen, and that's great for them. But with Code Violet, there's clearly a very weird story going on here, because on paper, this should have been their like big break into the big leagues or something, you know, where they have actual attention at them. Like, you're catering to the Resident Evil fan base. You got an attractive main female character. It's getting main press from the websites and like the ads and all that. Like, this could have worked on paper. Maybe they chose PlayStation because it's harder to get refunds if people don't like your game. That could be an actual reason why they are so headstrong on releasing games there only. You're probably also wondering, well, why isn't it coming to Steam then? Couldn't a game like this thrive on a platform like that? Well, yeah, in a way, true, but also not really, because the developer specifically stated they don't want Steam users' money at all. As Rock Paper Shotgun reported back in January 2025, as you can see here, Team Kill decided they would skip out on Steam for the sole reason being that they didn't want users to be able to mod the game and create what Team Kill called vulgar mods for their main female character. Look, you probably think I'm lying, so let me just read you exactly what Team Kill said about this. For those asking us about a PC version of Code Violet, the reason we are not bringing it to PC is we do not want anyone modding vulgar versions of the main character as well as other characters in the game. We hold our voice actresses and actors with high regard as well as our artistic vision for the game and story, and reject any form of destroying that with mods, making a joke out of our art and possibly tarnishing the reputation of our voice actresses and actors is not worth the extra money we can make. Look, I don't hate this developer, okay? I got no real ill will against them, but like, guys, what are we talking about? You hold your actors in high regard and don't want the characters they play to be tarnished. I mean, okay, I guess to a degree, but like, you then say at the end there that mods would tarnish the reputation of the voice actors? What? You guys realize your games don't review well, right? Like, at all. This would make sense coming from an esteemed developer who was considered amazing and full of quality and like tried and true releases, but you guys made Quantum Error, for crying out loud. You're not exactly out here making high art that is considered the Leonardo da Vinci level of our time like you think it is. This new game got a 40 out of 100 on Metacritic. Like, you can't be out here thinking that you're from software when games like Big Bumping, featuring the Burger King mascot guy is seen here on Metacritic, is scoring higher than anything you've made so far. Like, I'm not even trying to be mean here, guys. guys. You got to have humility is what I'm saying. What's wild to me is that from your statement there, you guys hold your actors apparently in high regards. That's your words, not mine. But then you clearly diminish their work by subjugating it by being involved with the slop that you guys are making instead. And what's crazy to me is that you hold your actors up high, but you clearly don't feel the same way about your customers because you're releasing games that don't run well at all, releasing for real money, obviously.
Maybe they're making games for their voice actors.
In what world is this an acceptable price for something that is being torn apart by critics because of the technical state, the story, the animations, and then some? And then that user score in PSN isn't helping them either. 2.92 out of 5 is a bad score. As someone who plays primarily on PlayStation, when games reach scores that low from user reviews, it's almost always because the games are AI slop or the games were deceptive in their marketing to get people to buy them in the first place. I guess Team Kill figured all they really needed to do was make flashy trailers that showed the game working in a technical state that it would not be available at launch, and then just put an attractive woman who, by the way, from the footage you're seeing this entire time, you're probably noticing that the main girl can also be made to wear like all sorts of outfits, some even revealing too. So I'm kind of confused. Like, walk me through this so I understand better, please. You don't want PC players to make vulgar mods of your in-game character models, but you're totally fine putting your own characters in your game in those kind of outfits and even positions that are just as suggestive or lewd. Like, I feel like I'm being trolled here. Like, am I? Because I don't see how this argument works at all here. If your outfits in-game were not lewd to begin with, this would make more sense, but that's not the case. Like, there's one outfit in the game as seen here, which I gotta censor for YouTube, but the main girl is basically wearing a swimsuit with like her cheeks out in full view. Even in the game trailer thumbnail, as you can see here, she's wearing basically lingerie into battle pretty much. So you value the integrity of your people that you work with to not put them in vulgar outfits, but then you then do the same. Yeah, I don't really buy this. I think the real reason why they honestly don't want to release the game on Steam is pretty simple. Firstly, Steam has a much more flexible refund policy, which means that Team Kill's games would likely make no money at all pretty much because so many people would be able to refund their games very easily. Secondly, they don't want to do it because Steam has publicly available data on how much a game was bought or played in real time, which if Team Kill did that, the number could maybe not be very high, so they avoid that to ensure that actual player numbers of their games are kept more secretive. And thirdly, and I think this is the most likely reason, is that if the game were released on Steam, Team Kill couldn't make as much money from those DLC costumes, because Steam users could easily make better ones for free and then make them available via Steam's workshops for users to use, which would in turn make the outfits available as cosmetics to buy virtually pointless if they release it on Steam, because people could just make their own outfits anyways. And lastly, I think the other reason why the game doesn't come to Steam is pretty simple too, because users could mod the game and fix the many problems of this development studio's games, which would then probably make the developers seem even more incompetent than they are right now, I guess, because clearly everything they've released so far has been, well, not exactly worth the asking price. Because again, Code Violet is retailing pretty much for the same price as something like Arc Raiders or Clair Obscur even, despite the fact that Code Violet, according to playthroughs online, the game only averages roughly like 4 or 5 hours max per playthrough, which is ludicrously low for the asking price. But I can already hear people say, but it's like Resident Evil and Dino Crisis. Capcom games are short too, but priced further. Yes, you're right, they are. But are we really going to compare the actual AAA quality of a Capcom-led Resident Evil game where the controls and the mechanics and the graphics and the actors and the environments and so much more are obviously operating at a level that is undeniably far higher than what Code Violet is doing here? Not to mention Capcom games, as in Resident Evil at least, they tend to work just fine in release. Monster Hunter Wilds, that's a different story, but Resi games are usually totally fine to play. You can't compare the quality of Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 2 Remake or Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil Village to something like Code Violet. They're not even in the same ballpark, man. Like, look, maybe if Team Kill worked to ensure their games ran better at release and weren't technical messes, there wouldn't be so much criticism labeled against them. What's even more bizarre is that apparently the voice actor lady who voices Violet, the main character, admitted that she self-directed herself in the game. Like, that's something that happened. I know that sounds crazy, so here's a clip from IGN's YouTube channel where the voice actor for Violet just explains the process, and it's so bizarre, but just listen to this.
So my inspiration for the character, I would say I was really inspired by Abby in The Last of Us Part 2, but before, she's like a trained military expert, like a super strong badass character. So she's kind of more like Lara Croft at the beginning of the Tomb Raider remake. Somewhere in between those two characters, I was definitely inspired by Laura Bailey's performance. And then the story arc of Lara as she's like finding her strength, I think really applies to Violet as she's figuring out and unraveling this mystery. So Violet gets into a lot of scrapes in this game, and for that we had to create a library of effort sounds, which in the video gaming world is any sound that we are making with our voices to convey information to the player about what's happening, whether that's we're getting attacked, we're attacking, we're jumping, we're pushing something. It's a piece of information that we use our voices to create information about how we're interacting with the environment. And that's going to inform the player on kind of what's going on. How severe is this wound? Is the enemy dead or are they just hurt? Is our protagonist dead or is she just hurt? What's going on? You know, how tired is she from running? Is she like out of breath or is it just kind of a light jog? So I did a lot of vocal combat for this game, and that was definitely one of the bigger challenges here, especially, no spoilers, but as the story progresses, there are some really intense scenes, and we really had to dive in. So that was a really great challenge. So this project was completely self-directed, and the awesome creators over at Team Kill gave me absolute control over the narrative here and over Violet's journey. And so I really got to just kind of self-direct and walk myself through this journey. And whenever I have the chance to do that, I actually prefer to go through the journey with the character without knowing how it's going to end up. So this is somewhat of a mystery, and it really was a mystery to me as Violet, going through this script in real time and not knowing kind of what's going on until it's revealed to the audience. And that's how I prefer to work when I'm self-directing. And I think it really brings an element of realism to the work because it's genuine. She doesn't know, just like the audience doesn't know kind of what's going on. When I read the script for the first time, I was blown away. I thought the narrative, cinematic nature of the story.
Why do they always say the same thing? When I first read the script the first time, I was like blown away.
To enjoy.
Seriously.
Just to give people
They should
a taste of what this
at least try and
if you like the game Alien Isolation,
say something else.
like the TV series Inception, there's something in there for you. And then of course the inspiration, Dino Crisis.
Why is this very long? Oh, there you go.
Herself in the game while not knowing where the story was going, and she did it on the fly. All right, I guess. But I'm not sure if the result was worth the effort, honestly. I'm just so confused by this game as to how this all came to be. Like, you firstly push to only release your game on PlayStation. Obviously, like I said, they're probably mass criticism and have harder ways for refunds. And then you spit on the faces of Steam users because you know they would eviscerate your game publicly and tell you how it is and have effective ways to portray how poorly optimized your game is, or how it runs terribly and plays bad too. So you hide yourself from the biggest PC platforms, and that just comes off as really shady to everyone, which makes sense. Like, nothing here makes any sense at all from a genuine standpoint. Like, you know what I mean? If you knew your game was great, then you wouldn't be hiding it from others. Like, that doesn't make any sense. There's no reason why Code Violet needs to be on PlayStation 5. Besides, unless there's some weird exclusivity deal that's in place, but I think the real reason is simply if they did release it on Steam, or hell, even say the Switch, their reputation would be outright ostracized by these platforms completely due to the quality control alone. Which honestly makes me embarrassed, because why would Sony be okay with this game being there then? Probably because they just don't know or care, honestly. Because they also had Quantum Error release as well there, but clearly that did well enough to somehow warrant a sequel for Team Kill, and Sony likely just doesn't care since they made money from it too, of course. But if that's the case, that's also shady, you know what I mean? Because it means that Sony is okay with allowing these developers who are deliberately releasing these, they're bad products that don't run or play well on purpose to these unsuspecting customers. I don't know, man, this just comes off as really weird to me is all. Like, they are, as in Team Kill, are tanking their own reputation simply because they want to make money and I guess be shady about it. Like, you only have to look at the dinosaur animation in game of the enemies and it all starts to make sense. Like, dude, look at this part where the voice actor is trying to sell you the game. Look at how the raptor enemies jump. Just watch this.
And a blood bag to recover the lost maximum health limit. Monitor health closely. Drop too low and a raptor can knock you down, disarming your weapon, leaving you defenseless against the horde.
Hey bro, someone posted about you in. I'm not going to, I'm not going to open a random link because yeah, there are now pages or sites that when you open the link can literally steal control your machine
In the upcoming story trailer.
or yeah, steal control of your machine basically. I'm sorry about that. So everybody, if someone sends you a random link from people you don't know, don't click on the link. Okay, don't click on the link. Again, there are now websites or pages that are created or that were created
And then Nintendo had to create a system
to not just steal your information, but actually take control of your machine. It's insane. I've seen demos of it.
like Code Violet is instead they're like
So be very careful. If you see someone you don't know asking you to or sharing random links to you, just block them and don't click the link ever. Ever.
watch in cutscene form is derivative, awkwardly animated and acted, and forgettable. Avoiding spoilers, even when things get truly bonkers towards the end in a similar fashion to developer Team Kill Media's Quantum Error from 2023, all the new and drastic revelations that should be monumental to the story at hand instead feel rushed and full of twists and turns that are either undercooked or entirely too convoluted. The very few other characters you meet are barely more than one-note exposition dispensers who you'll watch your hero Violet worry and cry over and never really understand why. Look guys, I don't know who this game is for, but it sounds like a money laundering scheme in the form of a video game to me. IGN then spoke on the main character where they said this: Violet
I kind of mentioned that in one of my streams,
doing what others tell her to do,
but I mentioned that in
and sometimes difficult events arise.
I mentioned that when it comes to movies, because movies today are getting made for like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars and they're not making money.
Ability developed through their laundry.
It feels like a money laundering scheme.
Monologues, Violet's own thoughts about the happenings around her seem absent from most interactions. Yeah, so they just made a hot female protagonist on purpose just to sell the game, but forgot these female heroes also need to have personalities too. Well, I would wager this game is probably dead on arrival then. According to IGN as well, there's various background art in the game like oil paintings or just like assets. Stuff like soda pop machines like in the game world that according to IGN look AI generated, but they couldn't confirm that, but these assets apparently look completely out of place to them. And honestly, if Code Violet did use generative AI, which I'm not accusing them of, so relax if Team Kill is watching this, but it would make sense to not release the game on Steam then, since by necessity you would need to confirm if your game does use that or not when selling the game so customers know before they buy it. Enemies also apparently do not react whatsoever to getting shot according to IGN's review, which if you play survival horror games, the reactivity of enemies when you shoot them is kind of essential to the experience. Apparently, raptor enemies and such can also get stuck in the environment, unable to reach you because of the geometry and physics of the world, I guess. And also, dinosaur enemies can just disengage completely and forget about you if you just leave the room they're in and go somewhere else. So the enemy AI is bad too then, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, man. This just sounds like a disaster that was hoping to release without much critical reception towards it so the creators could cash some money off unsuspecting users, I guess. If Team Kill wants to restore their reputation, it would probably be a good idea for them to do that, because what's on offer here is just going to cause people to become even more skeptical of like any game they release in the future. And I mean, who can really blame them, right? Like when all you've released apparently anyways are these bad games that don't run well and have terrible animations and then some, eventually like something's gonna snap, something's gonna happen here. Even G-Man Lives, a game reviewer, recently stated on Twitter that he thinks Code Violet is one of the worst games he's ever played, and he posted a clip of the game to show how bad it runs and looks like, and just watch this dude.
Why is it so dark? Look at that. Why is it so dark?
Look, I could keep going on.
I don't like dark games because I have like a not very good eyesight, so I literally
The character you play is hot enough that people
wouldn't or couldn't see anything.
This is why content platforms need better moderation on what can be released, because I see Code Violet the same way I do like AI videos on YouTube. It's all just slop. It's uncontested, unregulated slop, and I'm sick of it. The game is a disaster, but you probably already knew that. Thanks for watching, subscribe, we'll see you guys next time, and good lord, what a mess, dude.
Últimamente nuestras charlas son comparecencias. Un pasito más para la indulgencia. Un abogado por si acaso, y si el juez está de paso, termina dictaminando la sentencia. Salimos presuntos de inocencia. Pasito para atrás por si nos arrepentimos. Si nadie es culpable, pues culpamos al destino con el...
Okay, so this looks interesting here, right? Real moon astronaut reacts to moon landing deniers. Let's go check this out.
17 kilometers an hour on the moon.
One of only 4 humans alive today that walked on the moon, reacting to conspiracy theories that he is a liar.
We went to the moon 9 times. You're gonna fake something, do it once and shut up.
And this is me in the least educated town in America, so I can find conspiracy theories for him to react.
Oh my goodness, that is the least educated town in America. It's in California.
And the Russians and the race, they congratulated us instead of say you faked it.
Hey man, I don't believe it either. The moon's too big to land on anything.
So what was the central purpose of the Apollo 16 mission?
It was the first and only landing in the lunar highlands, the mountains of the moon. They expected to be some unique rocks. Everybody else had landed on the Mare, the dark area of the moon. Now we're in the almost in the center of the moon. As you look at it from Earth, the rocks were different. We'd never sampled any of these rocks, and then we had a lot of experiments that we had accomplished to put out seismic experiments. It was very, very successful mission.
How do you feel about the moon landing?
Landing? I ain't heard of that, man.
You haven't heard of it? How do you feel about the moon landings?
The moon landing?
Yeah.
What's that?
You know, in the 1960s when they landed on the moon?
No.
By the way, you may remember I've done a video like this before, but in this video,
we're gonna be going to smarter and smarter locations to see if we can still find moon landing deniers there. And see if even at the smartest places, Charlie can still debunk them.
But so far in Visalia, it was proving to be easy.
I don't even trust this country.
We finally got someone to sit down and talk to us, though, in the Visalia Mall.
You wanna do it?
Yeah.
I decided to pull up some moon landing footage of astronauts bouncing around, and here's what she had to say about it.
Do you think that looks like legit?
No.
know.
Okay.
The way he's hopping along, it just doesn't look real to me. I just don't believe it.
If you think it was faked, how do you think they did
They
it?
did it in the studio. You know how when you go to Vegas, you can go into these things where they actually have rooms like that where you can go and like I don't know, I think it was just like a set up thing.
She seems to think that the footage implies this was shot on Earth. Here's Charlie's rebuttal to that.
Apollo 15, Dave Scott had a hammer and a feather.
Well, in my left hand I have a feather. In my right hand a hammer. And I'll drop the two of them here and hopefully they'll hit the ground at the same time.
And he dropped them.
How about that?
They both hit the ground at the same time. That doesn't happen down here, but it does up there because there's no atmosphere. So the feather doesn't float down, it just goes straight down.
It's definitely worth noting that the footage doesn't look amazing.
All I'm saying is if they're sending a person to the moon, and when they're doing a race, like even just a race down here on Earth, you're getting all sorts of angles. So you think that they would have had more cameras and stuff that are better.
First we deployed the rover. That was easy to do, and once we got it on the ground, we just picked it up and carried it off. You can pick up your car on the moon. So I get the camera out, mount it on the rover, plug it in, and we get the antenna pointed at the Earth, turn it on, and they picked up TV.
But they only had one camera and one angle, and they tried their best up there to get the best footage possible. It was the 1960s and early 70s. Let's see if we get any higher level conspiracies at a slightly smarter place.
Now we're here at the Promenade, the outdoor mall, full of middle schoolers. Hopefully it takes us a long time because these kids are being taught in school that the moon landing is real, to find someone that doesn't believe in the moon landing, but fingers crossed. We'll see how long it takes. You guys believe in the moon landing?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good. You guys believe in the moon landing? Yeah. How do you guys feel about the moon landing? You think it happened?
It's fake.
You think it's fake? You want to talk about it on camera?
No, I actually believe it.
Oh, well, I mean, that's good.
I was actually feeling so good about society at this point.
This is kind of amazing. I'm really happy for society. We've seen probably hundreds of middle schoolers, high school kids, and none of them seem to think that the moon landing is fake.
Until we eventually found one girl who felt pretty strongly.
You guys believe in the moon landing? Really? Why do you think that the moon landing isn't real?
Okay, I think that out of all the like the photos and things,
yeah,
you can tell like it has to be safe. This is looking like concrete. If it was wet, you could leave your footprint in it. If it's a rock, how could you?
Do you think that the footprints, if they were made, you would think they'd have to be almost like
exactly
like some sort of knife or something to like cut into the moon?
Yes.
What she's saying is that the moon is one big rock. Why would you make footprints in a rock? Low-key, kind of a good question. I never heard that one before.
What did the surface of the moon feel like?
Fine-grained sand. It was pulverized rock. There's no organic material on the moon. So the meteorites have hit and over the eons and pulverized the moon, and all this ejecta that comes out from the meteorite hitting, a lot of it's real fine-grained, and it settles back down onto the moon. I drilled 10 feet down, and it was still fine-grained down 10 feet where I happened to drill.
Charlie explained how the moon almost feels sandy. Although it is a big rock, the meteors hitting over time have broken down the surface so much that footprints become possible.
About 30 feet above the moon, the engine exhaust started blowing moon dust everywhere. It was like landing through a fog.
Charlie's mission landed at the Lunar Highlands, a particularly mountainous area of the moon. There, some parts were sandy, some weren't.
We shoveled trenches and 3 feet deep, and it was still loose down there. The last stop was up at North Ray Crater, and it was a big fresh crater, and it was like walking on a hardwood floor. There was hardly any ejecta that was fine-grained up there because it had all been blasted away.
So yeah, footprints are sometimes possible on the moon, sometimes they aren't. But maybe we'll get a smarter conspiracy at our next place.
So we've been to what's considered the least educated town in America, and we've talked to some middle schoolers going shopping. This is kind of the next stereotypically more intelligent group.
I never heard like it was like filmed underwater.
No, I've never heard that.
Shadows are different underwater.
The camera right here, the little pole thingy, it's shaped different, you know.
There's a good chance, yeah, that it could have shot in a studio.
I don't know, that's weird. I don't know why they're all like all over the place.
Everyone was talking about how the shadows in the picture fade faced different directions, as if they were coming from different light sources. He also brought up how you would think the shadows would change over the course of 3 days on the moon.
That shows that there's a production company in the same place every day, as opposed to nature's offsetting your positions of the shadow.
Shadows were always facing west because the sun was always behind us. On a day on the moon from sunrise to sunset's 2 weeks, and the sun was just coming up like early morning on the moon day. And by the time we left, it was still moon morning. And so at the end of that, we got in the car and we drove to this place called Plum Crater. There's no magnetic field on the moon, so your direction is the angle of the sun.
The moon's rotation is the same speed as its orbit. That's why we always see the same side from Earth, meaning a moon day, the amount of time it takes to rotate, is the same length as a Earth month, the amount of time it takes the moon to orbit Earth. This is because Earth's gravity is strong enough to tug at the moon, keeping the same side of the moon facing us at all times, and the other completely dark. Charlie is not only one of the only people to have ever walked on the moon, but he's also one of the only people to have ever seen the dark side of the moon, which he saw when they were orbiting it before and after landing. Over the course of 3 Earth days on the moon during Charlie's mission, it's still barely eating into the morning for a moon day, so the shadows don't drastically change the whole mission. It would be like the difference between shadows at 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. here on Earth. And yes, the shadows do always face the same direction, but because of the sharp changing surfaces on the moon, the angles change, creating pictures that look like this. What about at our next, smarter location?
This is a luxury gym. I don't know if that means that the people who work out here are gonna be super anti-moon or majorly pro-moon.
It honestly took me a while to find someone to talk to me. I don't know if that's because people were smart or if they were just shy.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell.
This is why you should subscribe. Remember, if you subscribe this year, I'm literally sending your name into space using radio waves so that aliens can read it. So if you're interested in that, you should subscribe.
I think a lot of it's staged or manipulated or fabricated to some extent. According to NASA, where are the moon rocks?
The moon rocks? It's at Johnson Space Center at NASA, but you can't see them.
What's the significance of that if they can just make some random moon rocks? If there's no proof that it's actually tested. To me, that's meaningless evidence.
Where is my moon rock? Give me the evidence. Let's be honest, we all have AI. Well, they didn't then, but you know.
That shows me these moon rocks don't exist. They don't want the general public or other governments or people to know.
The biggest one we brought back was on the first stop.
While he debunks this, I want to tell you about ground news.
I noticed the TV camera pointed down at this rock. And they said, pick up that rock. So I walked over with my shoulder. I said, this one? I said, yeah. I said, it's as big as a watermelon. You want to pick up a rock like that? Yeah, pick it up.
Although Charlie was able to bring back a rock from the moon, in recent news, the Mars sample return mission to bring back rocks from Mars has been canceled because of a budget cut from NASA. I only know this because of Ground News, which has become my preferred news platform. It's this app and website that allows me to see not only today's headlines, but the full picture. And it does this by pulling tens of thousands of headlines from news sources around the world and aggregating them into...
The question is,
the Ground News you can uncover...
Is this Ground News website free?
See who owns the sources reporting on the news.
Actually, it's a good idea where you can see the sources of the stories. It gives the story more legitimacy, and at least you'll know it's not
like a little
100% fake or misinformation.
Crazy for cutting NASA's budget.
But the question is it free?
Mars. I only know both perspectives because of Ground News. And with this blind spot feature they have, they highlight stories that are disproportionately covered by one side. To show me stuff I'm less likely to look at because of my own political bias. They're even getting notoriety for their work from the Nobel Peace Center.
Down here on Earth, it weighed 20 pounds, by far the biggest rock ever brought back. We named it Big Muley.
Where's that rock now?
Still in, not all of it's been examined. All of the samples that are still left or in the Lunar Receiving Lab at Johnson Space Center.
So if you want to join Ground News, just scan the QR code that's been on screen the entire time or go to ground.news/Gordon for 40% off the same Vantage plan I use. It comes out to be about $5 a month for this. And if you join Ground News using my code and DM me a screenshot on Instagram that you did it, I will respond and send you a link to a YouTube video that I never put on YouTube just for you to watch. Thank you again to Ground News for sponsoring this video.
So there's Charlie's story about bringing back a moon rock, one of the 800 pounds in total that was brought back. And yes, apparently you can access them. You just have to request them for scientific research. The reason they aren't in all museums or super publicly available to see is that they need to be stored in special places to stay together and last a long time. But here's Mr. Beast touching one in a video he did at NASA once.
Okay, we're here at our second to last location. This is Cal State Northridge, a university. I'm curious to see how quickly we can find moon landing deniers at an actual college. At the end of the video, we're going to UCLA, which is considered one of the best universities in the nation. But this is still a college. What do you think about the moon landing?
I don't believe in that.
Okay, good. What do you think about the moon landing? You think it was real? Oh, me too. I agree. How do you guys feel about the moon landing? Yeah, when they went to the moon.
Probably fake.
Probably fake. Have you heard of it? No. What? It happened. It was amazing. It's not what I want to hear at a college. It's so interesting because the people that do believe in it are like, how are there even people that don't? But then the people that don't tend to be pretty confident in it. How do you feel about the moon landing?
No, it wouldn't surprise me if it was fake.
You want to talk about it on camera? We're doing a little video.
Sure.
What's your name?
My name is Greg.
What would make you think that maybe the moon landing could be fake?
There's no water or air on the moon, so I mean, is temperature like really my concern?
How hot do you think it gets?
180 isn't that bad, but like double 180 is probably a little rough, yeah.
Where'd you get 180 from?
That's like a sauna.
Oh, sauna's 180 degrees?
Although the moon gets up to those extreme temperatures if you stay all day, they didn't. Remember, a day on the moon is an Earth month. So 3 Earth days wasn't long enough to feel the moon reach peak temperature.
What is the temperature up there usually?
There's no air because there's no atmosphere. The sun heats up the surface, and generally the average when we landed was about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. When we left, it was 250.
Oh, that's quite the difference.
Yeah, and if you stay all day, temperature gets up to around 400.
Would your suits have been able to handle that?
No, they were limited at 250.
Even if it didn't get horribly scorching hot on their trip, the lack of atmosphere did make it impossible for photographs to survive on the surface. Charlie brought one of his family.
Our kids were, I started training, Tom was 3 and Charles was 5. To get them excited, we'd taken them down to the Cape. We got permission and they let them go up the elevator and the Saturn beside the Saturn V and look into the spacecraft and look around all of the launch pad and stuff, so they were really excited about that. So I said, well, boys, how about let's go to the moon as a family? Hey, they got very excited. I said, well, of course we can't do it for real, but we can take a photograph, and in that photograph, we can go to the moon together. So they thought that was a great idea. The last EVA, I stuck the picture in my suit pocket right here. And so when I got to a place that was undisturbed, I took it out and dropped it onto the lunar surface and took a picture of the picture. On the backside, we'd written, "This is the family of astronaut Charlie Duke from planet Earth, who landed on the moon in April 1972, and we all signed it."
But this brings us to our last and smartest location, UCLA.
This is one of the #1 universities in the nation. Hoping we don't find any moon landing deniers here, but
Okay, so that was very, very interesting. What's interesting was there are like a lot of people in the United States that, well, based on the video, there were like people in the United States that never heard of the moon landing. My goodness. How was that possible? How was that possible? Even if you don't believe in it, how was it possible they've never heard of the moon landing? maybe there is a cave system somewhere. Who knows? Maybe there is. Maybe there is a cave system somewhere where people are living in or residing in. I don't know. It could be possible.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile.
Okay, so Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 dev meltdown over criticism. What? They're still melting down? Let's take a look at this. This is new, 4 hours ago.
The Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 developers.
And this is from John Del Aros.
That we uncovered, this channel and some people around me uncovered the fact that they were pushing underage gay graphic sex into their game, and of course race swaps that don't make sense, and of course pushing an anti-Semitism in the middle of a game about crusading. Where it's like, what happened to this between the first game and this one? Well, what happened was BlackRock, who owns Embracer Group, bought the company. Embracer Group put in DEI consultants to put in crap into this game so that everybody could have this nonsense just flung in their face, just like everything else. That came out later on that they, in fact, did have DEI consultants, even though they lied about it for months, saying, oh, the game's exactly how I wanted to make it, like pretending they were independent developers, even though they were funded by BlackRock, like I said. And now they're still complaining about it. And I think the woman doth protest too much, because if this had no impact and whatever, why would they still be seething about it? Now, when I first broke this story and I first started talking about it, and I wasn't talking about the people personally, I was just looking at the game, and the game had graphic underage gay sex in it. The characters were listed as 15 years old in the first game, and in this game, which took place months later, so they would be under 18, had graphic gay sex in it. So how does that work? When I brought that up, the guy decided to try to personally attack and smear me. Daniel Vavra did. He went nasty like never before. If this was 2014, and of course we had any sort of like real anti-SJW movement going on, that guy would have been called out at that point for his terrible behavior, because he's trying to silence a bad review of his game, right? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to censor bad reviews by trying to, of course, shut down people like me and, of course, try to personally libel me in order to get that done, right? But of course, unfortunately, we don't have that type of a movement anymore. We really just have ourselves out here and this group as we're trying to actually fight against this, because a lot of the anti-woke influencers, I think they were paid off. I think a lot of these people were paid by Embracer Group to given early access for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, etc., and they became exactly what they hated. The ethics in gaming journalism, I definitely saw at that point that again, if this was back in the Gamergate days, no nobody would have tolerated this behavior from Daniel Varva and company, but it did. And so we're the only ones, of course, out there. And of course, they're attacking us personally again in what they're saying in interviews now. So let's get into this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here as we talk about all things in gaming. And this is
honestly, guys, if you are anti-woke, you shouldn't be posting content in YouTube because YouTube is very, very woke.
Fiction writers of our time, who a lot of people have
So,
and of course, we're just
if something happens to your content, you get nuked
I've got
out of YouTube.
Who is the former?
Can you really blame YouTube, or should you blame yourself?
Articles for years.
You know, it's super woke. You are anti-woke, and you're still in it.
They read his articles over and over and over again. Built their channel off of just reading his work and his research, and of course he got very, very little credit for that, which is very sad. We've also got What the Egad, who's a wonderful YouTuber who contributes to us, Brian Niemeyer, and more. And we're telling the truth in gaming, books, video games, tabletop games, movies and TVs, comics. Like, we really are hitting on all cylinders. And this is the only website where you get this kind of news. And it's because everybody else is kind of paid off. And in these influencer whisper network groups, they want the access just like, of course, IGN and Kotaku does. And so they all failed in the process. And they tried to take us down. All these influencers banded together to try to take us down because we were getting too powerful with our real influence. And they want to be courted by these companies, right? I had to deal with it with, of course, Smash JT going, he's an anti-Semite, racist, homophobe, like he's Alyssa Mercante. He basically is the same thing. I had the same thing with Endymion, where he went, you're a white supremacist, screeching at me as well. I'm dead serious. This is where these people are at. And they went mask off, and it was all over Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So make sure to sign up for Fandom Pulse. FandomPulse.com. It's in the description below. Super important, guys, because this is where it's at. This is where the real news is at. Don't miss it. Go to FandomPulse.com. Sign up with us so we don't lose you on algorithms and things like that. Let's get into what Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is doing now. So Warhorse Studios co-founder and executive producer Martin Klima claims that criticisms and condemnation of the game's degenerate woke features was unfair and disingenuous. This is where they go, right? In an interview with PC Gamer, Klima was asked whether he believed the criticism of the game affected its sales, reception, or developer morale. He initially rode the fence, saying, I would really, really like to know the answer to this one. You can convincingly argue both ways. You can convincingly argue that we got some extra visibility, but it doesn't matter what they say about you as long as they spell your name right. So they're relishing in, of course, the attention they're getting off of this, as they always do. He added, any controversy, though, is hurtful. You want to speak about the game. You don't in some tangled reasoning. Now, what's interesting in this is these people were nasty. And again, I was just talking about the game. I was talking about the root out anti-Semite gathering mission in a Crusader game, which doesn't make sense. The shiny, like, magical black guy in the middle of Bohemian Court, which doesn't make any sense. And of course, the graphic gay underage sex, which, by the way, was real, and they knew it, and so that's why they patched Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one, and changed it so it didn't say that anymore, because that was obviously in there. Now, Daniel Vavra went way disingenuous and it said it was perfectly normal for people to be having sex at that age, in that time period. So he knew it was out front. He didn't deny that that was there, but his little echo chamber network started denying that it was in the game, despite the fact that they went in and later changed it too. So this is all based on lies. It's all based on innuendos. And as much as these people are saying there's tangled reasoning and the like, these guys went out and tried to personally libel me and got this influencer whisper network that's very, very popular within anti-woke gaming, who are all on the left. They're all freaking liars, to try to cancel me over this video game as well. This is what they did. They tried to run a smear campaign, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is going to be forever stained by that. It really is. I hope other people start to report on it, because it's absolutely crazy. When he shared his own opinion, he claimed it had no effect. He said, my personal take is the whole kerfuffle mattered really to only a handful of terminally online culture warriors. Now, what does this sound like? This sounds like the way, again, Alyssa Mercante and the left talk about, you're just terminally online incels, right? They always talk like this, right? They're mask off in the way that they use the same phraseology over and over and over again, and that's what they are. That they are basically insignificant intersection with the gaming public writ at large, and the real players don't care about it at all. You're not even real gamers now. If you don't want to watch gay sex in a game, you're not a real gamer, because it's just natural. You see how these people act? This is exactly the Conquered devs. This is exactly the Dustborn devs. They're all the same. These woke people from Ubisoft and all these companies all just get propped up within the industry like this, and this is how they react every single time. And probably most of them never even really heard about these pseudo controversies. And then he claimed that criticism of the game's various woke elements was, to a small degree, we felt it was unfair and disingenuous. These attacks for the first game and the second game both. Now, the first game got attacked by the woke, which was pretty funny because it didn't have these elements in it. And they actually did change the second game for their corporate masters and for the DEI consultants that came in for this game. And they want you to pretend like they didn't. They started banning people from their Steam forum for, transphobic and homophobic remarks, etc., just like all these other companies do. But they want to memory hole this stuff and pretend it didn't exist. And that's exactly, we're going to remind you every single time. So that's it. He claims it had no effect despite the fact that he's crying about it, right? And of course, this is about personally attacking me here, right? He says that sort of gels the team a little bit. You have this besieged fortress mentality. I don't think it mattered to us really that much. Sure, that's why you had to go out there and libel people who were talking about it, right? You guys are liars across the board, and you're still lying about it to this day. I'm pretty sure you can find quite a few people in the studio that have dim awareness of this whole kerfuffle. Ah, how nice. Well, that's it. They're still out there lying, and they're still out there crying about it. So we did have an impact is what it means. They are of course, really just trying to downplay this because that impact was very, very real. It scared the hell out of them, and it's because when you tell the truth, people resonate with it. It doesn't matter. They can have all the influencers in the world try to cancel us over this video game and everything, but the truth will get out. We're going to win because we are going to stick to our guns. We're going to stick to the fact that this degeneracy has no place in video games, and we're going to keep going. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. Please hit the like, subscribe button. Join us as we talk about all things here.
Okay, so basically, Kingdom Come Deliverance has video files in it. Oh, yeah, sure. You could say that it's happening. Even today, it's happening. It's happening back then. It's happening right now. It's happening today. But it doesn't justify or it doesn't make pedophilia right. Okay? It doesn't. Even if it's happening back in the Roman days, or back in the Babylon days, or back in the Mesopotamia. Am I saying that correctly? It doesn't matter. Days. There is no time in history where pedophilia is accepted, and it will never be accepted. Only really terrible and disgusting people are going to accept something like that. And guess what? They don't want that to happen with their kids, but they're more than happy to indulge in it with other people's kids. These people are like, they have like really weird values. Anyway, yeah. Let's see here. I'm not subscribed. Okay. I'm not sure if this guy is the same as JD. I kind of don't like JD. There are times when Smash JT acts like an asshole, towards people that don't deserve it. And the way Smash JT speaks or talks is, I don't know. Maybe I caught him drunk in one of his live streams. Maybe that was the reason why he was like talking very arrogantly. Again, there is a difference between talking confidently. Okay. There's a difference between talking or sounding confident and sounding arrogant. And there are times when Smash JTA sounds very, very arrogant. And he shouldn't be, because he's been involved with, from what I've learned, been involved with somewhat not so good things as well in the past. And I think he's been called out for that as well. Anyway, the only reason why I'm mentioning Smash JT because this guy mentioned Smash JT. So I just hope that, well, I subscribed to his channel. I unsubscribed from Smash JD. So I'm subscribed to his channel, and well, hope that it's not the same as Smash JD. They could have some kind of relationship or friendship, but hopefully they're not, you know, they're not the same, or I guess their politics could be the same, but he doesn't have the same arrogance as Smash JD. Yeah, it's not confidence. Smash JD doesn't, it's not confidence, it's more like arrogance. Anyway, moving on.
Bittersweet and I'm walking slow. Sensitive, feel the afterglow. Looking for things that I can't control. Fear from my past, cause it always shows. Do I wanna try? Can I let it go? Running from the past, wanting to be sure. Chaos in my mind, constant deja vu. But every time it comes back to you. Whoa, I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling. Whoa, I like the taste of it. Blacking out, fret just fading day by day. I'm reaching out for someone who can take away the pain I feel, the things I haven't done at all. I've lost my way, but how it felt I can't recall. Do I wanna try? Can I let it go? Running from the past, wanting to be sure. Chaos in my mind, constant deja vu. But every time it comes back to you. Whoa, I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling. Whoa, I like the taste of it. Whoa, I'm still falling. Whoa, but it tastes bittersweet. Whoa, I keep on falling.
Okay, so guys, you are listening to No Copyright Sounds. I forgot what that song is. Well, according to my player, the song is called Bittersweet. Is that the title? I think that is the title. Bittersweet by Rose's Time to Talk. Or maybe that is the album. I don't know. Okay, so guys, I'm going to end the stream here, but I'm going to start it maybe a few minutes later, just to give it some time to chill and break or whatever, or cook. So guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, follow the channel, like the video, and all that jazz. And see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.
It's okay. Tell me. I could really give an explanation to why this is happening. A quick